Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Autosphere video broadcast. Today we have with us Sebastian Torres from CarStar Torcom Group. Sebastian, welcome to the call.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, so we were really intrigued to kind of learn about some of your charity initiatives that you guys have been doing in your local community of Brantford. So starting off, I mean, what's been your approach to doing this?
So pretty much the way that my father taught me was we always have to give back to the community, especially the one that supports us, right? So Brantford being such a big city for us and being so good to us, like we always try to figure out ways on how we can give back to the community. Whether that be with cystic fibrosis, because we actually have some of our customers have children with cystic fibrosis, and one of them I'm actually very close with, where we try to do any sort of event or anything that we can to support the cause, or any other initiatives that we can do within the community. So this is kind of like the driving force behind us wanting to give back to a community that supports us so well.
Okay, great. So the Soaps It Up car wash, tell us a little bit about how this got started.
Yeah, so it first started with a golf tournament back in the day when they were starting to support the initiative. They wanted to get all the franchisees involved and figure out a way how we can get everybody across the country together. So we came up with Soaps It Up, which spans through the month. This year, we actually did it through a few months because of what was going on, but usually it's the month of June. And then all the franchises get together and we host one car wash to gain as much funds as possible for cystic fibrosis.
Okay, well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. And how many of these events have you hosted to date, and how much money have you raised for cystic fibrosis?
So in the shop, we've been doing it for many years, over 10 years. So that's about over one, like every single year we host a car wash. So 10 to 15 years. And the amount of money that we've raised is pretty well over $15,000, I would say. Typically, like they started getting bigger and bigger as the years went on. My father used to host them and he used to raise quite a bit of funds. We always used to be in the top five for raising in Canada. And then I started taking over once I joined the business. And every year we aim to beat the year before in terms of money that was raised. So we've raised well over $15,000 across the years, probably more than that, to be honest, and counting.
Well, that's amazing, and I have to congratulate you on your effort because that's just fantastic. Um, Obviously, you know, one of the biggest things that's happened in the last 18 months is the COVID-19 pandemic. How's that impacted, you know, your group's approach to charitable initiatives like the Soaps It Up? And what are some of the steps you've been taking so you can continue to raise money and host these kind of events? Because they're really, really needed, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially now, everybody needs support any way that we can give it. So in 2020, it was a little bit different because we didn't have the ability to host a car wash and do it the same way we did it in 2019. We raised some funds for cystic fibrosis, but we also shifted the initiative to what does the city need right now. I got in touch with the mayor and I got in touch with some of the city people. And I said, you know, where do we need some help? So they told me that the food bank was actually one of the areas that needed support. So instead, not only did we did cystic fibrosis, but we also raised over $4,000 getting all our partners together to give to the food bank to help out during the pandemic.
Obviously, things have changed a bit this year. So, and you hosted the car wash again, didn't you? So tell us a little bit about how it went and some of the experiences, you know, from the day this year.
Yeah, so this year, what we started doing was trying to start it up, right? So what we did was a season, cystic fibrosis shine season. So we started out in June and we ended at the end of September. So in June, what we did was we gave $5 for every repair that happened within the month. Then we went into July, which we gave $5 for every Google review that was given to us. In August, we tried to put on a car show, but with the pandemic and everything shifting and the regulations, we had to kind of halt that because it was kind of like an odd time. And then in September, we said, okay, we're going to do the car wash. And we finally got the green light with everything. So we decided to do the car wash the second week of September. So what we're going to do is we collected all the funds that we did since June, and we're going to be giving in the check over this coming week to cystic fibrosis.
Well, that's awesome news. And I'm really happy for you guys and glad you're able to host it again because it obviously for you it was a real kind of a milestone to be able to kind of go back to the event and host it again, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, to be honest, we have a lot of fun. Both stores get involved. The staff is amazing. Our vendor partners, I can't speak any more good about them. Like, they all come to support, and it's cool to see everybody from the industry just come together and, you know, come for one cause and how much they want to give, right? So it was really refreshing to have the car wash, being able to do it here in September. And of course, now we're already talking about how we can make it bigger for 2022.
So, Sebastian, just moving forward, what are your plans for hosting more fundraising events?
Yeah, we have big plans. I mean, you know, Cystic Fibrosis Car Wash is always going to be one of the events we do. One of the events that we're trying to plan coming up is we want to give away a van to one of the charities in the community as well. We did that a few years back, giving it away to St. Leonard's, but we want to do that again, whether it's to a charity or to a family that we need it. That's something that's in the books that we want to try to get together for next year. And then, of course, you know, whatever the city needs. If there's something that the city needs, or anybody that comes up to us and says, look, like, this is where the direction we should be heading, kind of like we did in 2020, then we're all ears. Anything to give back to the community that supports us.
What you're doing is just absolutely incredible, to be able to raise money for awareness and research and to help combat this horrible, horrible condition. But how can others help and kind of join you in the quest to continue this, you know, sort of fight against cystic fibrosis?
So there's plenty of ways to do it. You could go to the Cystic Fibrosis website to make a donation. We also have under Carstar.ca, you can go to that website and then you can take a look. We have an area there under Carstar Cares to provide donations directly to cystic fibrosis. And then, of course, like in the community, every single time, you know, we host an event, we host a car wash, the more people get involved, the better it's going to be, right? The more people we can get through the car wash and the more people we can get buying tickets, we're going to be raising more money and hopefully be breaking the goals as the year go on, right? Excellent. So it's just a matter of coming together and trying to give as much funds as we can to them.
Excellent. Well, I definitely hope you do that. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll continue to raise the ceiling, and we look forward to seeing more of your efforts on this. Really, kind of on a final note, is there anything else you'd like to mention regarding Soaps It Up, CarStar, and raising money for cystic fibrosis research?
I would honestly just like to thank my vendor partners. I mean, without them, none of this would be possible. The way that they get together and they support us, we really appreciate that. The people of Brantford, of course, for making the car wash so big. We have people that come through. It's usually, you know, over 50 cars that we end up washing. And of course, my business partners, Javier and Liliana, and my wife, Laura. She works with us as well. And, you know, together we work really hard to make sure that every time we do this, like, we're doing it with the best of intentions, which means like we always got to raise the bar, right? So just everybody involved, I want to give a big thank you. And then hopefully we can make it bigger as the years go on.
Awesome. Sebastian, thank you so much for being on the call today.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.